Damian is well known. Damian is well known for his role as Andrew Benji Vienneman in the Australian underworld drama Underbelly. He also starred in Blue Heelers, The Secret Life of Us, and ABC's Janet King, and most recently on Paramount Plus series The Last King of the Cross. As a writer-director, Damian has 3 previous films to his credit: Messiah, The Bloody Sweet Hit, I wonder what that's about, and I'll have to watch that, and Suspended. Please join me in welcoming Damian Walshe, Howling and Marijana to the stage. Marijana is best known for her work at SBS television and as a presenter and reporter across sports and news. And we all know and love Marijana, obviously, from the community. Since leaving SBS, Marijana has produced a documentary on Swedish dads and created Kick It for Brain Cancer, a charity to help raise funds to cure brain cancer. Marijana, I might just start with you, if that's okay.
Is it working? Yep.
Yeah,
okay.
it's working.
Good evening, everybody.
I've just been on and off with my mic as well. Look, I recall a while back in the early days of Croatia House, a conversation I had with Kat Dominus about her story and how she was keen to develop that into a short film or a film or get it on screen. And I'm just asking if you'd be able to share where you got involved and how that conversation has evolved into actually a short film.
Yeah, absolutely. So in honour of Kat, who's celebrating her 30th year of living in Europe, she's the third of the magic trio. Kat and I met during COVID in the midst of lockdown, and we met virtually on a computer screen, as you know, that's the way we all communicated during that time. And she had this she was a young, exciting NIDA graduate who'd come from Scotland, and she had this passion to write a story, a Croatian-Australian story that sort of reflected, I guess, her family background. She's 20 years younger than me, so it was quite apt that I became her mother in this film, and that's how we met. She was looking for someone to play her mother in the role, someone who could speak Croatian. There I am. And my mother was 20 when she had me, so it seemed, quite. It was a series of serendipitous events, and that was one of them. And so we became this friendship began the very next day. And when I say serendipity, it really was like that. Jasna, who is here, she's part of the Croatia House Committee. She's the head of Macquarie University, head of Croatian Studies, had sent out a grant for Croatian creative projects. And I saw that, and I immediately rang Kat, and I said, "You've got to apply for this." And Jasna, do you think she can? Yes, please encourage her to do so. And so that began the journey. And so Kat said, "You're no longer just an actor, you're a producer." And I said, "Well, you ain't seen nothing yet." And then I introduced her to the Croatian ambassador, Betty Pavelic, and she was incredible, and we got a grant from the Croatian government. And, the Croatian government has been extraordinarily supportive of this, has Betty and Ivica Glasnovic and the whole Croatian community, in fact. And things sort of evolved from there. Kat, though, had this different upbringing to me, obviously being 20 years younger. She grew up in Wollongong, and she felt as though her Croatian identity perhaps stagnated her in some way. And so she repelled. She didn't want to speak English at home, Croatian at home. She wanted to sort of identify as an Australian, but knew that this Croatian background was in the back of her mind. And so she met me, and I said, "That's so different to me. I had a Croatian grb on my pencil case, and I was very proud of being Croatian and telling everyone in a hall of Australia that I was very much a different generation." So so when she started writing this, and you will see that the main character she plays is a young Croatian university student who plays an immigrant who doesn't want to speak Croatian in the home. And then she invited me to rewrite the story because we knew that it needed some work. And I said, I didn't think you'd ever ask, and now that you have, why did you choose the 1970s as a backdrop, being, so young? And so I said, we can honour it through the brother or the father. Anyway, we started and we rewrote the script, and we made it a little more political and more gutsy and more real, including both of our generations together combined. And then we were looking for a director. And I reached out to the only person I knew at the time, who's a very famous cinematographer who happens to be an incredibly good friend of Damian's, and also shot both of his short films that were award-winning and globally recognised. And he said, "You're going to have to call Damo." And he gave me his number, and I said, "Hello, Damian. My name is Marijana. You don't know me." And, "I'd like you to direct our short film." He said, "Oh, I've done short films." I said, "Yes, I know, but this is really..." So I had to sell it to him. And I sold it to him on the premise that this is the entry to a much bigger world, which is the Croatian Six, and that story has still never been cleared. Their names have never been cleared. I just want to recognise Vesna Krizmanic, who's here today. She's been unbelievable arm of support and an absolute angel in terms of research and helping. And yeah, I really, really need to thank her. You know, I just feel like crying. But anyway, so Damian came on board. When I told him about the Croatian Six, he was ringing me. I need to be a part of this, you know. And it was amazing. We said, thank you. We never thought you'd say that. And we took him to Brisbane, to Byron Bay. And we had a 3-day creative weekend, and we ripped the story apart. We rewrote it together because we drank a lot of wine. And he said, what are we going to call this? And there was this moment of silence, wasn't it?
Silence. We were like, what are we going to call this film? And there was total silence in the room. We were having a glass of wine. It was late in the day. And I said, unspoken. Because none of us were speaking, and it just stuck. It just felt like that was everything that we were saying within the film, and about, not specifically the Croatian Six, but about that time. So I came on board, I read the script, I told the girls I was very clear. I sort of said, look, you know, it's got some really beautiful things about it, but I think it can be grittier, there can be more in it. So, you know, tell me the story. So as Marijana said, they invited me to Byron Bay. We sat down, we broke story on the old way, on butcher's paper, rather than doing it online. I said, let's get together and do it. And we got butcher's paper and we wrote out all the character stuff. And then it just became clear to me that there were a couple of characters that were talking about the Croatian Six a lot, or about those events a lot. And I said, we need to bring those events into the household. We need to make this a short film that gives us a sense of that world. And these guys were so gracious, so amazing to allow me into their world. I'm not Croatian. Dobro večer svima. I think that means this is my cinema. That means this is my cinema, I think. Svima, right? Cinema. And so I went away after all of that and said to the girls, do you mind if I do a draft? I did another draft. They took it back. We did a whole lot of other work, and we just kept drafting it until it felt like it was hopefully, you know, for us at the time, singing. And I wanted to say a couple of things. I wanted to say thank you so much to you because, you know, like Marijana, this is a fantastic opportunity. We screened the film at Flickerfest in January. It was a great screening, and this is our second screening so far, and we're starting to get into a lot of other festivals, which is really great. But I also wanted to acknowledge Vesna too. I wanted to say thank you so much. Yeah. Very, very much, because Vesna shared her heart with me at a lunch, and it really helped me to understand a lot more. And I just wanted to also say that on set, we managed to get Goran Grigic from Croatia came out, and the Australian government gave him a visa. We had to go through the whole process that you would go through on a feature film with Goran as well. And we got the visa. And Marko Franovic gave us some money, so I want to say thank you to him. He was going to be here tonight. So Marcos, thank you so much. He's such a supporter of the Croatian community. He helped us with this film more than you could ever imagine, because we raised all the funds. It costs a lot to make a film like this, so we raised a lot of funds, and Marco gave us a bulk of those. So thank you so much, and to others. And the last thing I want to say is we had such a wonderful time on set. These guys really trusted me. I got one of the greatest teams together. I've done this for a very long time. Everyone who read the script wanted to be part of it, particularly because of the stuff around the social justice. The cinematographer, Jeremy Rouse, is just magnificent, award-winning, globally incredible. He came on board for nothing. He gave us his services for nothing. It was amazing. We paid people, but he didn't get paid. And my very dear friend Gareth Davies did the production design, and he also housed us and all sorts of things. So there's a lot of people that go into this. I want to say one little anecdote. On the morning we were about to start shooting, Marijana, I had said to Marijana, there was an idea that she might play the role, but she wasn't sure, and we weren't sure, and I said, I'm going to have to audition you. So, because I'd never seen her act before, right? Okay, so she was okay with that. So we went to a room at NIDA, went into the room, and I gave her a scene completely unrelated because I didn't want her to get caught in her head. She started doing it. She got about 10 lines in, and I said, stop. And she said, what? I said, no more. And she went, oh, no, I'm not good enough. I said, no, you're amazing. I don't want you to do any more. I want you to be that raw. That's beautiful. So then we talked about having a Croatian accent and all of that. And do you remember this? On the morning that we started shooting, I said, no, you're speaking Croatian. She's like, oh, I can't. No, I want to do it. No. You're speaking Croatian. Do you remember that discussion?
Yeah. And Jasna was a translator to our film. I just want to acknowledge it. There's one word that one sentence that I made wrong, and she said, Marijana, I didn't translate like that. Why did you say that? I'll see if you can guess what line that is. But anyway, yeah, let's not talk, let's watch, yeah? So thank you so much. Thank you very much, everybody.
You answered all my questions and then some. So thank you very much.
Brilliant.
Really,
Thank you so much.
really grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mwah.
Thanks, Damian. Just going to give you a little.